surprisingly good track record versus this super team that FaZe is.
Easy out. But yes, let's see how this all unfolds. Liquid versus Astralis on Dust 2. Best of one. And as you could maybe tell, Astralis is going to be on the CT side. Liquid on the T side with a beautiful opening. Stewie, Twist with a double kill. And that's a done deal. Glaive might be good. He's no Sipnix, though.
That's a good way to put it. I'm not even sure Sipnix would have been able to win that one, but 3 kills for Twist in the round. A nice hit towards that B bomb site. Nice, fast-paced, aggressive style that Liquid brings to the table.
Yeah, you'd love to see that classic B rush.
Eat that, Denmark.
Yeah, it's all over, isn't it? Although, you know, we've been warned about the economy, Moses. So
I don't want to talk about the economy though again. This is the first time that I have casted a game with this new economy, so this is very much a learning experience for me.
Well, I hope you guys will pay attention, and if he makes any mistakes at all, be sure to tweet them.
Okay, yeah.
Add on Fire Moses.
You haven't casted a game since December, so you're going to be a little rusty as well.
Yeah, well, people also don't really expect me to know what's going on, Moses. So honestly, I feel I'm very safe in this regard. I'm not worried at all. I feel like it'll be just fine.
Well, second round, we have 1 flashbang on Glaive, but it's just USPs. So even if that's a god-tier flashbang, going to be tough to get a whole lot of production in terms of the weaponry. Liquid is playing this very cautious, though. Supporting Elige and probing out mid. He peeks out the double doors, clears the close angles. Doesn't have to commit whatsoever. Everyone's still playing far back. Naf all on his lonesome outside of long. His catwalk is the first area of the map that's going to be under pressure. Here's the pop flash and turn from Liquid, a stack. And there's the peek out. The Molotov forces Astralis' hands. Great shot from Twist. That's the flashbang as well. And they should be able to bully their way into the bomb site with a range of these AK-47s.
Yeah, absolutely. Just well done from Liquid right now. Just minimal risks. And you have to appreciate the fact that Twist is off to such a good start. Just a triple kill in the pistol round, double kill in this round. What's the future looking like for Twist right now? I mean, they're obviously going to win this round, but it just seems like the ceiling is really, really far up at the moment. Like, he can go so far. Yeah,
and he's gotten better as time has gone on, which is the scary part. Because, I mean, remember, when we saw him, if you'll recall, when Liquid got, eliminated in the main qualifier for PGL Krakow, for that major, that was, like, Twist's, like, revelation. That was when he really kind of showed up, and everyone just took a look at him and was just like, holy hell, this kid is going to be very, very good, give him some time. And he has steadily improved, and now that he's kind of figured out the nerve situation as well, he's going to be a very effective player, a very important piece for Liquid, obviously.
Yeah, and you mentioned that exactly just as you got a shot of him chewing the chewing gum, Moses, which apparently is his secret weapon for keeping his nerves under control. So
even Stewie has started the gum chewing.
Oh, it's spreading.
It's spreading. It's like a disease, but a good one.
I guess that is pretty low risk. If that's what it takes, then I'm all for it. All right, jumping down for the smoke into the CT spawn where... Oh, they actually passed each other inside of the smoke. Sip is on the other side with that Organ. It's not going to get put to use. That's a great strategy being pulled here from Liquid. A beautiful knockout punch here towards Astralis in the third round. They got those weapons really early, but didn't make any use of it. Yeah. Somewhere out there, Yanko's playing the other game right now, but this is a strategy that MIBR's tried to pull a bunch of times, and it's just failed by, like, a couple of centimeters, and this time it was perfect.
That strategy is designed to essentially full, Zipnix, whoever's playing in that position, because normally when that smoke comes out, you're expecting an A hit and everything like that, so you're peering up at Catwalk. He gets behind it, not expecting Stewie to come through. I think he actually even realized it happened. It was just an awkward scenario of trying to find the gap in the smoke to really utilize. Those mid players punished him so well. If he didn't go through the smoke and he's staring at it, waiting for Stewie to come through, the mid players were able to take him out, so tough situation for him to be in.
Yeah, there was a lot of data for his CPU to process at that one time.
Did we finally get the overload moment?
Yeah, I think we did. Makes you wonder if he should get like a personal sponsorship from Intel or something like that. Just that would make sense, wouldn't it? Fourth round going to be coming up now with Liquid off to a 3-0 start, and well, that's just amazing. I mean, what a great job from them right off the bat.
And really aggressive, fast-paced, hard-hitting strategies in the important rounds. And by that, I mean the pistol round, obviously, and then that first round where they had the, Astralis had the weapons. Getting aggressive and not being scared whatsoever of this defense. The last time these two teams played this map, it was a victory for Team Liquid in the grand finals of the IVA Power event.
Yeah, that was I think just even mentally a big success for Liquid to be doing that.
Yeah, I mean, people can argue how much that's going to mean to any teams that Liquid is able to beat them in that best of 3. In reality, I imagine it only really means anything to Team Liquid. Like, they're the only ones with that event like that that was plagued with some issues. They're the only ones who can really say, all right, you know what? Yeah, there were some issues. Let's not act like we've, on top of the world, but certainly it's going to help with any kind of confidence going in, that just knowing you can do it.
I mean, I've seen. What was it? Was it Fnatic that for the first time beat NIP on LAN in like a best of 1 in the group stage, and they even lost later on? But that actually sort of spawned, like that allowed, in some sense, Fnatic to feel like, okay, we actually can beat NIP, and sort of did a little bit more out of it later on.
That's rolling back the years.
That's rolling back the years. But I'm just saying, you should, if you are on top like the way that Astralis are, you should make it a huge priority to stay that way, because you never know. Like this little bit, just a little bit of road given to the other team, and it could be huge. That's a nice shot. Another one followed up by Meg. Shutting it down. They're not going to get that much out of it because they can't really get to the bomb, but still.
I mean, I guess that's in a way a big mistake because of how much they've lost from it, but Liquid doesn't need to be taking those fights out those doors. They could have just stayed and chilled. There's no reason. You don't need to take a Deagle away from Magisk. You don't need to get that weapon out of his hands. Now he gets an AK-47 for free, and we know Astralis is really good at playing the economy game, so that'll be a big boost for them. He's going to have $3,700 left over. That could be another AWP in the future for Device that he otherwise wouldn't have had.
That's definitely true. A bunch of SG-553s picked up there on Naf and Elish, so to counter the Orc with, in some sense, I suppose. It is a good weapon. It's actually been a good weapon for years, and people have just ignored it.
Yeah, well, everyone's finding out now. Oh, this is going to be tough. That flashbang is perfect. They're so aggressive. They're so fast. Should be a double kill. Stewie's going to get the follow-up trade. Beautiful work in Liquid. They're relentless in the early stages of these rounds, and they can fall back. So much good information, so much map control. Astralis is the one whose hand is forced to make the moves. Glaive is rotated over. Magisk inside of this B bomb site. That smoke is going to clear. He's looking for it, but he's turned away inside the bomb site. Everything to do, and he's got the first.
That's a beautiful headshot to start with. Needs another one, and he's going to pick it up on the leash, but finally gets taken down. Naf there to cut it off. It does buy a lot of time for Device and Glaive to get a little bit closer. Good grenade, actually, in Glaive. Down to about half HP without really having a chance to reply to that. Buys enough safety for the bomb to go down, and Naf, he's got no more grenades inside, and they should be able to combine to set this one up nicely. They're just waiting for him right now. This is a little bit interesting. They have a single flashbang that maybe they could put in there and start it all off with, but he actually might be able to do this. Hiding behind the box is probably the perfect idea right now. If they had a Molotov, it would be different, but he's going to get the great timing, takes down the first in Glaive, and now it's all up to Device. Up on the box now, down on the low ground instead, and time is running out, and what a great clutch from Naf. He started it all off in that bomb site. Triple kill overall. That's a nice finish. That's 5-0, and Liquid are now on fire. You can see that little logo up in the corner. It always makes me happy.
Yeah, it does. It would with you. You've been on fire for some time now. Yeah, that's a sick clutch for Naf, and obviously you could see there's so much pressure thinking it's going to come from B-Halls. What a monstrous effort out of Magisk. You've got to feel bad for him. I mean, it's such a difficult scenario to be in if you're him defending this B-bomb site. To get the performance that he had and not able to clutch that out, it's going to be tough to swallow. So nicely done from Liquid, but here's the benefit, I think, of that saved AK-47. Magisk has an AWP, and he's still got plenty of money behind this. 2,300, there's some of that new economy coming in. He's forced back. Elish holding on to the angle. But Liquid really starting to run up the scoreline.
Yeah, they really are. And especially, I mean, even that scout there on Dupree could do some damage when you've got the follow-up on the Deagle and the 2 CZ75s. If you get a couple of leg shots in with the scout, that can still set you up really nicely. 3-man stack towards the B-bomb side, obviously not the most common setup. And you sort of see the defense weakness over at the A side with Sip and Glaive. They're kind of far apart from each other and probably won't be able to defend all that much.
No, this is a stack, but it's also it's smart from Astralis as well, because if everything goes wrong, if they lose the A-bomb site, you've got 2 players with Magisk to keep the AWP in his hands. That's a weapon you'll want to save even if you lose the round. It's going to be Xyp9x to defend on that A-ramp just to CZ. Naf gets Glaive, but Xyp9x still under all the pressure. He's blinded. There's fire at his feet. Nitro with low HP is just watching for the peak, letting his teammates get close. Now he turns to watch the flank, but Xyp9x has been quiet all along, and he can't do anything. And now Astralis, it's back away, save the guns you have.
Yeah, just like you outlined, Moses. That was the plan all along. Looked like maybe Sip could have got one kill just as the flames were, evaporating.
Yeah,
there was something going on there. It could be a little bit visually confusing at times. But they're just fine. 6-0. This is such a good start for Liquid. I'm really excited, especially because we weren't exactly sure if ending up on Dust 2 was the best choice for them, but they're really making a strong case right now.
Their Dust 2 has been much improved, and it was already pretty solid, and I think they've just gotten better at it, so they feel very confident. Now, for Astralis as well, the other funny part about Dust 2 is, of the 5 matches that we know they have, they're playing Dust 2 in 4 of them. It's 4 Dust 2s and an overpass.
Yeah, that's true. And no Infernos at all in the group stage.
I think, who was it? I forget, was it Striker who tweeted out that every team banned Nuke and Inferno against Astralis?
Yeah.
Every single team.
Yeah, exciting time. That does tell you something, doesn't it?
Yeah, it really does.
Well, it's round number 7 coming up now. We've got plenty of firepower now on the Astralis side. And again, I mean, in spite of that economic change that should, help them drive back into the game a little bit further, they're still struggling a little bit, and I think that's just credit to Liquid for being as high on the firepower as they are right now. Nitro does go down over at Long early on, so that's a 4-on-5 to start the round with.
Yeah, well done from Magisk. Again, having massive impact. This leaves Dupree alone at the B bomb site for now. There's a smoke to cover the choke point. No one had eyes on mid for quite some time. Now here comes Liquid. The AUG is just going to rain down death. Xyp9x, Glaive is even here, but Twist is going to catch him off guard. He goes for the peek, bomb on the floor. Meanwhile, a flank coming in now towards Long, and Naf and Twist are looking towards it, but they look away. He's going to be able to get a couple free kills. He jumps up. He can't find any of them. Great damage onto Naf, but a possibility for Liquid.
You could see he was very excited there, Magisk. He just had that feeling that I've got it, and it's almost like that took him over a little bit and just made him miss the first couple of bullets. So a little bit of an opportunity given, but taken away again from Device. You know what they say, Moses, the Lord giveth and
the Lord taketh.
Yeah.
Who's the Lord in this situation?
Device, obviously. that was the whole point I was making.
Yeah, we wouldn't have the same designation for Device.
No? Well, you know what? Maybe the Counter-Strike religion allows for multiple gods, Moses. We can allow that, right?
Yeah, like the Greeks and the Romans. All the good stuff.
Indian gods, I think, are the most exciting.
Really?
Yeah, definitely.
I've never explored that.
Oh, you should. You definitely should.
Okay. Well, it's 6-1. This is where the new economy can help Astralis because they can't get that hard reset after one win. If they lose this round, it's not going to be that craziness of just having no money to work with. They've also been able to build some cash up behind these players. But a solid start, a 6-1 run to open up this map. And I mean, it's never out of reach for Astralis. And I think Xyp9x is very much correct when he says, as they mentioned on the desk, that he was just saying, it's not going to hurt us too much because they are the most prepared team in the circuit.
Yeah, that's definitely true. I mean, we've seen multiple times how Astralis can sort of find a way to get back into the game, and they tend to be pretty resilient when it comes to this stuff. But the desk did mention that Astralis also have a bit of a history of not being able to play all that well in some of these blast tournaments, and they've had some struggles in the group stage. So that should be interesting too. Maybe there could be something there.
Could be. Timeout's over. Clock running down. We're going to get going into round 8 here. Actually, excuse me. We're going to get another timeout as the teams... It's a technical one. I think they want to fix something with TeamSpeak, and now they're readied up. So they're just juking me left and right at the moment.
They baited you perfectly.
Yeah, they really did. It was almost like that was planned.
Maybe it was. I would certainly never pay any team to try and...
To mess with me during a cast?
Yeah. Never occurred to me. Let's just see.
Well, here we go. Round 8 coming live at the moment. We'll see if Liquid keeps up this really, really fast pace of attacking portions of the map. It's been successful for them so far, but perhaps Astralis have caught on. Now they can adapt the defense. Here's Stewie up, catwalking. Oh, Device. The Lord misses a shot, and the God takes him down.
Well, that is a good job, isn't it? I mean, probably will be some sort of divine retribution at some point in the future, I imagine. But still, we hit that kind of shot, you're off to a good start. Sip will get a little bit of a wrench, and if they get too close to the edge, they got to be careful that bomb doesn't fall over. That does happen every once in a while. Nice headshot as well there. That's Dupree picking one up, and Sip is still doing work. And you see that bomb is so close. If they die with it there, that's definitely a problem. This is looking decent for Astralis right now. See if Liquid can still bring it back. It's Stewie and Elige left, and...
No kits, Anders. Xyp9x on 1 HP.
Oh, you're absolutely right. And Elige, I mean, we haven't talked that much about it. Should not underestimate him. Great headshot. I must put a bit of fear into Sip. That 1 health, just waiting for it. Elige has got 2 angles to cover. A little bit worried about missing out on that one up towards the bomb site. Now Sip just waiting for the timing and actually dodges back, and he does get it. Almost got shot in the leg. You see how close that bullet was. And Stewie's going to be going down as well, so... I must say that was very, very close that that they could have had that one Liquid.
Was it Glaive that went out first? Because, I mean, that's obviously a great patience from Xyp9x inside of that cave.
Yeah.
But the fact that they do that bait setup, just Glaive just, I mean, running out, just getting dispatched. Elish had no idea it was coming. I mean, he was aware for maybe the next 5 seconds, but after that, there's no way you're going to consider it. Do
you think they would have known if the first one out was Sip? I mean, I think they must have known he was on low health. So maybe if the low health player comes first, you think, that's probably they sent one to check, and then the high, someone else comes after. But because it's Glaive first, I mean,
no, I don't think that goes in. I think he's, like I said, he's aware for some time that there could be a second follow-up player. It's just the amount of time Xyp9x waits after that gets confusing, because you could see he had the idea, he wanted to turn and throw a flashbang for his teammate. So they're assuming the hit's going to be coming. Remember, Stewie had low HP as well, and he was watching both Catwalk and the spawn ramp coming up. So Eli's trying to provide him some support, and he gets just a bit outplayed. Astralis with 2 in a row.
Yeah, starting to make a little bit more sense for them now, and an early default spread here for Liquid, sort of covering every area of the map, and usually something you want to do if you just you want a little bit of a read on what's happening on the defensive side. If you want to find out, are they playing 2 mid, 2 B, like are they too aggressive on the catwalk? It makes sense to try and take it easy, and then you can always make up your mind afterwards. So I'm curious to see what they found out, because I think they realized there was one on Cat and they've pushed him back by now. That in itself is a good bit of control on the map to have.
Well, Lige wanted to get one peek in before the smoke came, and instead he's going to eat a good amount of utility damage for his troubles. Yeah, very classic against Astralis. And this is much more patient now as Team Liquid slows things down. Catwalk still seems to be a point of attack where they at least want to initiate some kind of contact. Oh, this is the exact crack that Glaive wants, but Elish finds him out somehow. He spots that. So man advantage for Liquid, running down on utility, but so is Astralis. 25 seconds left in this round, and they're going to have to make a decision here pretty soon.
There's some meme in here, Moses, about the unfixed smokes, but we'll deal with that later. Sit now on the ramp, and Device going to be creating a bit of a line for them not to cross. It's very hard. They need some sort of grenade here. Otherwise, this might not work out. And now more reinforcements are coming in. Time is running out as well. 7 seconds left. And Mega's going to pick up the 1 kill. Instant return from Elish. And they're just running out of players left and right. They were so low on time. They almost had to all just support that bomb plant.
No, but Astralis, that defense does such a good job of mixing where the setup is, because when you're that late in the round hitting a bomb site, and Device is the one to take that first contact at car with the AWP, if you're the attacking team, you're going to be saying, okay, so he's planning to get his 1 or 2 picks and then fall back towards long and play for the retake. Xyp9x just hiding on ramp completely fools him. He peeks up, gets 1 more kill, really slows that down even more. It's a really good setup from Astralis in the heat of the moment. You can see Xyp9x hiding there and just pouncing, and I mean, no one's aware of the possibility. A couple of jump kills from Magisk at the end, and yeah, that'll put a smile on your face.
But should it, Moses? If you were an honorable person, would you?
No.
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 Should.
Are you trying to like lure me into saying that Magisk is not an honorable person?
I'm just saying jumping and shooting, always makes me, I don't know, I feel conflicted about it, you know? It's exciting when it happens, but at the same time, it shouldn't happen.
It doesn't happen as much as it used to, which is a good thing.
Yeah, maybe that's true. I don't know. I've seen some worrying M4A1 clips on Reddit. I guess that exact spot on Dust 2 is okay.
With all the clips uploaded to Reddit, it's just a matter of numbers that you're eventually going to get the jumping shots.
Yeah, it's true. Statistics right there. 10th round coming up now, Moses. If you lost track, I'll remind you. Yeah,
there's that number at the top of the screen as well, which is always helpful. Oh, Device. He gets tagged actually through the door. He's going to go for the follow-up. Naf's ready. Excuse me. That was the scout. So Naf's got to win 2 battles to take Device out. Stewie's got the ult. That's who I thought it was initially. But another man advantage for Liquid. They weren't able to convert it the last time, and good damage onto Dupree now with his AWP as well. Stewie's creeping out into a new angle, and he wants to find it, and he's got it. Good dink from Nitro. Dupree sticks around just too long. The double up setup, both AWPs aggressive and both picked off. But Glaive is the next one up. He is the next person. He misses his opportunity. That means he can't really push forward after that kill, but at least he's got 1.
Yeah, it causes a little bit of confusion. I think actually Liquid wanted to go that way now, so they're still going to keep going, actually. They're just running him down. That's a really interesting choice. I thought maybe that would have slowed them down even further, but they're going to commit to the B-bomb site. 3-on-3, great Molotov, and an even better smoke there to cancel it immediately. That's some heads-up play coming out of Nitro. Magisk is right behind them. He's flanking in so quick behind the Liquid team, and this time he's not going to fail with the shot. The bomb is dropped as well, and Magisk! That's a great quad kill. Triple at the end there, but 4 overall in the round. That happens so fast.
This is where you scratch your head a little bit and you're wondering where that really assertive Team Liquid was that opened up this map, because they have a 5-on-3, and instead of grouping up and getting together and hitting something, they get picked off. Yeah, part of it is Glaive being aggressive in those B halls to find a kill, but from there, it's just, guys, get together, take this bomb site, and you do what you can, but it's a little bit too late. By the time they get into B, it's back into a 3-on-3.
Yeah, I think they're going to be quite excited about this situation, Astralis. Just winning 4 in a row, getting a little bit back into it, starting to feel like the game makes sense again, and actually forcing Liquid back on pistols. I was told, Moses, that this would never happen in the new economy. I feel like I've been lied to.
Well, I think everyone is. No one really knows how to do the math in their head quite yet.
No, I try and avoid doing that anyway, at almost all cost, but...
the old economy system, after like 10 years of it, came pretty naturally.
Yeah, it did.
Yeah.
Well, Chad has been doing a really good job researching it and talking to a bunch of the teams.
Seems to be trying to champion the cause, isn't he?
He really is doing a
economy
good job.
crusader.
Yeah, there we go. Counter-Strike economist. Let's see, device in the middle with the AWP. They are trying to run it down, but there's that tower in front. It seems unlikely that they can make a breakthrough with just the pistols, and they're sort of lining up. That's definitely dangerous. And Dupree taking full advantage of it. Good little triple for him.
Look at all these different looks that Astralis is giving Liquid. I mean, this round had 2 players stack, 1 player in B, and op far back in mid, and just 1 player who went out towards long at A, knowing that Catwalk was going to get shut down early on. So just a lot of different looks that Team Liquid, if you're now starting to think, what are we going to do to counter this? You've seen so many different things, you don't know what's coming next.
What an odd game. 6 in a row, then 5 in a row for Astralis. I mean, what are we to make of this?
Well, Magisk, because if it's not for Magisk, I don't know if Astralis is actually in this game at this level. He's had some very, very critical moments. That flank, that clutch was huge over towards the A-bomb site, so he's been phenomenal. He's 13-5 at the moment. Liquid's a bit more spread. 9 and 8 kills on 4 players, and then Nitro down at 2. Still plenty of time for both of these teams to have a really good end to this half, but obviously Liquid wanted to get back on the board. Device is going to be alone on Catwalk with his AWP. Dupree's got the double, and that's in the B-bomb site. Peering towards mid, and another slow round coming out for Liquid.
Yeah, they're going to leave Sip down there on long and just pull Glaive back, and I think that makes sense. If they're not going to go for any kind of a quick long execute, probably isn't worth having 2 people down there forever. But again, a slow start here as Liquid sort of trying to clear out Catwalk, see if they're going to be able to do it without any casualties. And actually, that 1 grenade diffused at least the first part of it, at least. That's pretty aggressive running up there, but maybe could have caught someone falling back.
I think that was the hope. Obviously, doesn't pan out. Still spread. Liquid has had a huge emphasis on forcing Catwalk back. That's been the main part of the map they want to take first. We've only seen them once try and get out long quickly, and they were shut down with ease.
And especially if you want to do any kind of a B split through middle there, that like making sure no one's on Catwalk has to be part of the basics. Otherwise, you're gonna get attacked from behind pretty soon. And they're actually gravitating NAF now towards the B bomb site. It makes me wonder if that's what we're seeing.
Well, it's a chance for Dupree with that op. 1 kill, and does he want to go for the repeat? Pre-fire in the angle, there's the shot. He just got blinded right after he spotted the position. Now towards the door, they hear the scope. There it is, close up like a shotgun. Dupree's got another, and the B-bomb site is closed. No one's making any progress whatsoever. Nitro just has to back away. His op not even able to get involved in the action. We're all tied up.
Yeah, 6 in a row for either team. What a strange beginning to this best of 1. Saving the AWP Nitro, that is a good job. I actually think even when Astralis were sort of very good on the old version of Dust 2, I still never liked their B defense. That always really annoyed me. And I would almost like to see a replay of that round where Dupree doesn't get that first kill in the middle, because it's so easy to get overwhelmed. Like, you know, there's no way to fall back to, right?
I imagine if that was to happen, Dupree would rotate over towards tunnels, and Magisk with the AUG would take control of the mid defense with an easier weapon to manage it. Here's a Molotov and a late flashbang. Long A controlled by Astralis still. They've never really had to worry about that. A boost up over the box, but it's Alige who comes out on the losing end. Dink down to 23.
Yeah, a little bit painful.
This, I mean, you have to say, though, this could have been much worse. I mean, there's a couple missed opportunities. I was just about to mention, Liquid has lost 2 of the gun rounds with a 1 or 2 man advantage earlier on in this run from Astralis. Now, again, they found themselves in another 5-on-4, but they've struggled to convert these. They need to be able to do it this time. They need to put a stop to this.
These have been some of the rounds where Magisk has shown up with that AUG every once in a while and just, you know, got a double or even a triple kill. So that's, you know, just avoid that part, Moses.
Oh, yeah, that's easy.
Take care of Magisk. He's a wild player, isn't he? Kind of hard to control. Now, this is kind of interesting because they can actually get short, even a bomb site control now if they figure it out. They can get it. They don't have long, and if Sip and Glaive stay alive down there, that's not really game over for Astralis. You can do a lot from that long position.
No, but I think this is where Astralis is going to pull him into a trap. If Liquid actually does go out towards long, because the amount of times that Liquid has hit the A bomb site late and had to deal with Device with an AWP at car, now he's not going to be there, but there is a nice crossfire setup for Glaive and Zipnix. And if they eliminate this half of the attack, holding onto the A in the retake is going to be so difficult. There's the first, but they're not going to check this corner. They have no idea it's coming. Great adjustment from Nitro.
Oh, I'd love to see that shot from his point of view. That must have been a really fast click. Great job on Sip. Running a little bit low on the clock. Should still be fine. Device will eventually take care of Nitro. And now Glaive running up close. 5 seconds left. They're going to get the bomb last possible second. Alige defending as well, taking down Glaive. And on the catwalk, no chance there for Magisk. He's finally going to be out of it. And they're just waiting for him. A little setup there. Nicely done from Liquid. Finally getting back in the game. 7-6 in their favor.
Alige gets a triple kill after being dinked in his first engagement that he found in that round. Really nice job from him. He's now up to 12 kills for Team Liquid. He'll be leading the way. Magisk at 15. But finally, Liquid stopped the run at 6 for Astralis. So still maintain that lead, not letting Astralis take control. What more can they do? Another AWP in Device's hands. 3 players towards the B side of the map. Device with the AWP watching in mid, and there's some spam coming in. Glaive's not going to win that. He's forced away. The only defender at long just wanted to get some damage and back off, and it doesn't work out the way he'd like. Now you could see the rotation, the adjustments. Device going to get boosted up with that AWP. Glaive and Zipnix going to play... Excuse me, Zipnix is going to play on catwalk. Glaive and CT spawn. But this gets really tough for Zipnix to really decide where and how exactly he wants to play this, because he's kind of in no man's land.
Yeah, and he's, I mean, also, if he goes down, then it's almost like Device is alone, because Glaive is so low on health. So that bomb site, it has 3 people on it, technically, but it's like the math could change really fast if the wrong person goes down in this defense. 4 people down on long, and they're just waiting. This is I like when T-sides do this, when they just sort of wait for a reaction. Unfortunately, the one that they're going to find is Device with that AWP taking down Naf, and can they flash their way into a kill on him? That would certainly help out.
I mean, the tough part is, I don't think they want to go up against it. I'm going to leave Alige here. Rotating back around now. And with Alige in this position, you almost feel like they have to go catwalk. So Zipnix and Glaive can pretty much stick around. Stewie hasn't been able to make a move because he's all on his own. Now that he's got teammates, imagine he'll join up with him, but Zipnix is going to be the first person they have to get past, and he's going to get aggressive. There's a smoke. It comes around, and he's got 2. Perfectly timed. Astralis on top of this defense, and Zipnix is holding point. He will eventually fall, but the damage is done, and Stewie's at a 1-on-4. No more progress to be made for Liquid.
It's nicely improvised with the flashbang there. That was in so many ways a great defense for Astralis. The kills at the end they were nicely done, but really it's the fact that as Liquid are moving up catwalk, that Molotov goes down first even, and that's like 33 seconds, and then it's followed up with another smoke. That was Glaive that held that still. So just the saving of the utility until that late in the round, that's so frustrating.
Well, part of the reason why they're able to do that is because, remember, Liquid had control of long with 4 players there, and Stewie's alone to watch the flank and middle. When you're not applying pressure anywhere on the map, like Astralis feels no pressure. They hear nothing on catwalk. Yeah. Device at long, they're going to be confident in him to take those fights. And then eventually at a certain point, you just say, you know what, now's the time. Just put the smokes down, even if they're not coming here. You know, just take the gamble. It works out perfectly.
They didn't even have a choice. I mean, when that smoke went down, they actually had to push through. And they were on top of it, but also they were running out of time, so...
Time's been a factor for Team Liquid a couple times in this half. A blistering start for them going up 6-0, but it's been all Astralis since then. 7-1 run afterwards. Another slow-paced round for Liquid. 3 players going to come out towards long, but they're going to get delayed just longer as the smoke plumes inside the cave.
Yeah, now Sip's going to show up instead. He has the smoke of his own, so he can continue that afterwards. So they're just sort of juggling some of the utility back and forth, and Device back at the car with his trusty AWP. Going to try and see if they can make their way through. Good counter smokes coming out here. Liquid trying to see if they can get that control, and actually forcing the Astralis defense back on that A-bomb side. They're feeling really lonesome right now, Astralis. They need one of these early kills. Otherwise, I think Liquid are going to crush them on this A side. That could get really interesting. One grenade, and that's a big kill. That's a whole arm of the attack gone now.
It's a really disconnected hit from Team Liquid, and they might get punished. There's no smoke for the cross as well. Stewie has to do something here. He needs to turn this corner. Device misses the shot. There it is. Stewie comes alive in this round, and actually Liquid might come out on top. 15 seconds now, and Dupree in a 1-on-2.
Yeah, that bomb being picked up from Stewie. Yeah, he's going to find safety to plant it. I was wondering for a minute there. Oh, the jump shot. How does he do that much damage? And he knows where Naf is. It doesn't matter. Naf will take him down. That was about to get very, very scary indeed. 8-7 at the end of a great half.
What a recovery for Astralis. That is a very, very nice second portion of this half after Liquid had complete control early on. That's part of what Zipnix was talking about. They're ready for anything, and they have so many adjustments in this playbook. No matter what's happening, they know they have a way to recover in these halves.
Yeah, I've always heard that hard work and preparation were key elements of life, Moses, but didn't really...
It's weird. You think you would have tried it yourself.
Yeah, I didn't really feel like it. I've, hear a lot of things. I mean, I'm not just going to... But certainly you're seeing some evidence of this in the Astralis team, that maybe there is
certainly
some to that wisdom,
Well, there's also 3 players with utility in this pistol round.
Oh yeah, that could be a nice setup.
There's also aggression in mid. Twist and Elige, if they find Glaive, they could actually eliminate a very important piece of this attack. They're going to have 5 players crunching onto B very quickly.
They almost caught Glaive. He's down to 60 health, but inside of the bomb site, waiting, Stewie alone. Oh, great setup. What a beautiful headshot following up. Stewie with a double, and now Nitro, and Stewie continuing a triple kill. All the setup from that one flashbang. Well done. That's Liquid crushing that second off pistol as well. That was, I want to see the replay of that. That was really well done from Liquid.
That was so sexy. I mean, Stewie just hiding behind the box. You can't see him until you get a wider angle coming up that B platform or get closer to it. So he's just listening for footsteps and calls for a flash from his teammate, which is perfectly effective. And he gets to take so much time just tapping away with that USP. Even if he only gets 1 or even if he goes down, Liquid had such a solid setup there for that exact pistol round that Astralis runs. They had 5 people ready to attack that bomb site very fast.
Such a good job. I think it's the calm of it as well. I mean, it's one of the reasons why everybody just loves watching Stewie play, right? When he sort of is dialed in to that level. So
this is now both pistols won by Team Liquid, and if they can convert this second round in this half, then that would be essentially 6 rounds in their favor off the pistols.
Yeah, obviously, again, with the economy change, we have to theorize that those rounds will have less of an impact. But obviously, you still want to win them. They're still rounds, most. They still count.
All right, John Madden, thank you.
It's the level of analysis that I'm willing to commit to at this point.
They really want to win this round.
If they can get to 16 Moses, that's it. Then they've done it.
Well, Dupree's going to... Looks like he's kind of flirting with the idea of coming out mid with that deagle, and Liquid's giving him a decent amount of space for it. Stewie. Oh, that's dangerous. He's caught into an awkward spray, and he's kind of lucky to be alive. So is Dupree. And everybody backs off. You'll have to wonder, though, if the tags that Dupree has obviously called out, if that means that they're going to attack this B bomb site. We've seen no shift from the players at A for Team Liquid. So this could get very dangerous.
They need just, I think, an early kill here on the defensive side, and they should be fine. But if they don't get that, if they get overrun and they do exactly that follow-up shot from Magisk, the 2 Deagles there, Dupree and Magisk, they are so lethal in every situation. So you called it, Moses. And they do end up having a little bit of a lack of a defense on that B side. Now, can they make their way through middle? Glaive is up close with the C-set, so they're just going to be walking back, and he sees it. Tries to send a few bullets with him, and they just weren't interested.
Oh, Elijah's having a tough time getting away, but he is going to find safety. Yeah, I mean, part of it is no movement from the defenders at the A bomb site. Glaive was throwing a fake up on Catwalk, and actually that kind of nade that he throws over his own smoke, that kind of postures like it's going to be an A hit. Stewie gets caught trying to be aggressive in B, maybe trying to jump onto a flank, and then when the hit eventually does come towards B, he's in just a really, really bad spot to work with Nitro. So, a good rebuttal from Astralis. They're going to get their 8th. I mean, this game started very weird. It was 6-0, and then what, another 6-0 run for Astralis.
Yeah.
Now it's gone back and forth in these past, 5 rounds going into back to the first half.
Yeah, so we've really got a little bit of everything, it feels like. Just a nice mix of madness leading into round number 18. Yeah, good deagle shots in this one. I mean,
what can you say about that one?
Yeah, I was wondering for a minute if Liquid should have tried to retake anyway in the sort of 4 versus 3, but they were really far away.
No, I don't think you should, because you could still... It's kind of what Chad mentioned on the desk. There's so many weapons that are viable that can be effective that this is still a pretty solid buy for Team Liquid. 2 scouts, 2 FAMAS. You can do some work with this, and you have got good utility as well. Twist playing spot at the long corner. He's not going to commit to a fight.
Seems like a bit of a practiced run, and actually they're going to cancel it off, but sort of wondering why Astralis, like, they have no control of Up Dark right now. They only know something about sort of half the map at the moment, which, yeah, would suggest that you're just trying to do some sort of timing, and maybe this is it. Again, double smoking long to make sure they're only taking one isolated fight, and they win it just fine.
And they do it with so much time left on the clock, they can actually just fall back now. Liquid has to respect the fact that they have control of long for the rest of this half. Nitro now brought down low. All the responses from Liquid are being covered by Astralis. Stewie, crossing over towards mid, has more information of their location, but not where they're going, and he's definitely not expecting that. Device comes out mid, right around the edge of the smoke, and it leaves Nitro. No armor, 16 HP, and a scout. And he can't do anything. His Glaive takes him out with ease.
I thought for a second the grenade collision there was going to make life awkward, but seemed to be just fine. On the other hand, Elige, beautiful headshot, great follow-up to take down Glaive, and now going to be pushing into the side. They're really far away from the bomb now.
And they're low.
Yeah, they're low on health as well. That smoke is going to be really annoying. Means it's hard to stop whoever's defusing from doing that. Out through the window as Naf will take down one more. This is an incredible turnaround here, and Elige holding it while Naf is defusing. This is such a good job. Quad kill for Elige, and Liquid going to be able to win the round. That, I must say, that's a very low percentage round for them to be winning.
That was a round that I don't think Astralis ever in their minds thought that they were in danger of losing.
No, I agree.
That slipped out of control so fast. They were all entirely out of position to deal with Elige. What a great round from him, stepping up in a big, big way, 10-8. And the round exchanges continue. It's now been 6 in a row back and forth.
It's very odd. I mean, I almost feel like maybe I am getting old, Moses, but I feel like I need to see a replay of that round because it happened so quickly. I mean,
yeah,
Elige out the middle and picking up all those kills. That was a very good job.
That'll be one if Astralis goes on to drop this map. That'll probably be the one where they look at and they just say, I don't know how we lost that, but that was a pretty big dagger. Still time for them to recover, 8-10. This is everything they have invested, and it's going to pay off. Device gets that first kill. That's towards the right side of mid. Elige peeking from CT spawn.
Grenade a couple of seconds early, but it is more of a guess. Naf on the other side. He's hearing a little bit of jumping down there. Could he call in some more firepower? Maybe Twist is behind him, and going to get the kill on Naf now. It's all on Twist. He's the only one defending that AK-47. He's not going to be able to do it. Gets taken down from Magus. That Deagle rings true again, and the rest, I mean, 2 versus 4. Not worth it at this point in time. Not sure how did Naf die that quickly?
It's a really tough fight to take, in my opinion. I always feel like when you're in that position, you feel like it's much stronger than it actually is swinging into that fight. I expected there to be some kind of a nade and flashbang. Part of the problem, too, is Naf's the one taking contact when he's close up to the top of those stairs, peeking down in, and so Twist can't actually see who he's fighting. So Twist is actually swinging a little bit wider to help him out, but the fights aren't coordinated.
Yeah, so, I mean, in a perfect world, Naf just shows himself, and as they try and run him down, Twist is there to say, oh, well, here's the covering fire, and then Naf can re-engage in some sense.
It's very rarely a perfect world, though, and obviously that smoke that Astralis throws out maybe kind of prompted Naf into that peak. It also probably blocked off a lot of the sight lines that Twist would have had.
Yeah.
So tough situation. The setup they have just doesn't pan out. 10-9.
What is the number one reason this year, Moses, you realized it wasn't a perfect world after all? Could you give me? Do you have anything top of your mind?
Oh, that's a nice shot from Device. No. I feel like it's more that there's so many things I could say that I can't actually pick one.
Okay. We'll do it later then. It'll be fine. Out on long and very favorable fight. I mean, the firepower is one thing for the flashbangs right now coming out of Astralis. You could tell the first couple of players there from Liquid, they couldn't see anything, Moses. It was...
I mean, they're trying
has burned out.
Yeah, and they're trying to win that battle because they have such low weapons to fight with and like weaker weapons. They're trying to just, you know, overcome that by just sheer numbers and just not panning out. That's not a great fight to take on the low economy when Astralis has those AKs and the AWP as they swing out. And now Astralis is all the time in the world. Hit the pause button. The defense has centralized in this map. So what they're going to try and do, they're hoping there's going to be a split onto the A bomb site, or it's a mid to B split that Astralis wants to run, and they can at least eliminate half the attack and see what happens and make a decision from there. And at the moment, Astralis is avoiding all the danger.
Very careful using some of these grenades early on. I mean, they have so many Molotovs still left, but it's always worth it to check some of those positions with a Molotov. It's better to do that than to try and save it, and then you end up losing a couple of players, and Naf is not going to be happy about this one. Definitely know where he is, and that does sort of minimize how effective he could be. Yeah,
Well, he might as well try and do something. Welcome, A-Stream viewers, to Liquid versus Astralis. 10-9, as you can see. It's been back and forth to start off the second half. Starting to really build up in the favor of Astralis, though. Good shot from Naf as he somehow fights himself out of what feels like an impossible situation. And Liquid's actually going to go for this. Stewie leading the way with the SMG. He's got one as well. Going to turn the corner. They're somehow making this work, but they've stopped. They've been slowed down. Stewie with just the pistol needs to find Glaive, who's just stalling, just delaying, and he eventually does fall.
Now it's Device, and he's in such a weird position. Great shot to take down Stewie, but still, how are they even in contention for this round? They shouldn't be, and Device will finally get rid of the last... Yeah, 1 health left. That's kind of incredible. I must say, Liquid, I mean, they won that last round with the Liege, and they could have just as well won this one, even though they should have had no right to. What a, what a tenacious team.
Yeah, that was a very grindy round, and that was some incredible heroics. Trying to make that retake happen. It almost gets there. There was a kit on Nitro as well, so he would have had that defuse. 10-10, and finally Liquid, they just can't buy anymore. They just don't have the money, and at this point as well with the Astralis now evening up the score, you want to wait until you have the weapons you can fight with. You don't want to just let this game bleed out of your control.
Oh, I want this to work for Liquid. They're just running up middle, 4 of them with pistols. And actually, Device, who was spotting down middle, did not see them. Somehow they make it past. I'm not sure if Sip will have realized that they're in the B bomb site, so maybe it doesn't even matter. Grenade right to the 4 of Naf, and yeah, Sip's taking a bit of a fight. He's just fine. Oh man, I feel like they got robbed. They had a good idea.
I feel like a lot of people think that when Zipnix is going to work.
He's starting to create his own little meme universe, isn't he?
Yeah, I mean, really building the legend of his career has been... I mean, remember, again, we'll roll back the years. Plenty of people who have tuned into Counter-Strike over the years have known this story, but he was very close to being cut by this team at one point. They gave him the notice. They were like, all right, Zip, if you want to stick around, you've got to step your game up. And no complaining these days, I can't imagine.
No, that apparently worked really well. Just rolled up the software update, and now it's working. Everything's great.
The software update he is referencing is a meme about Zipnix being a robot, just as a heads up.
I'm only
want to clarify things.
I'm only halfway sure that it is a meme, Moses. I'm not willing to rule it out. I mean, think about the genius from the Astralis organization. If they could create robots like a play Counter-Strike and nobody knew about it, like they would just have amazing talent all of the time.
Yeah, that's probably the most likely of scenarios. Well, Stewie with an AWP is going to head towards this B bomb site. He's got his smoke to block things off. 4 players out towards long for Liquid, but Astralis have adjusted their game plan.
Waiting on the other side to see if they could... I mean, he's in a good position, Stewie, right now.
Yeah, the tough part is he's got no support. It's very, very difficult for Nitro and Elige to get in a position to actually cover mid properly. This is eventually going to be a mid-to-B split. Dupree, Magisk, and Xyp9x just waiting. Those smokes might force them away just a little bit at the moment. But everything is set up to make this mid-to-B split happen. Elige starting to get aggressive on Catwalk. He's going to realize there's no information. Nitro has such a big job to do it, and only a Famas with which to do it.
Not a lot of information on Liquid right now. No one is in the middle to hear anything. No one on Catwalk. They're really, really far back on the map, which could definitely become a problem.
And I imagine now Astralis, Glaive with his pressure on Catwalk, forced out a lot of utility, and I think that's what's causing them to kind of change their point of attack. You can see now working their way up Catwalk. They know the defenders have used their smokes. They know there's just maybe flashbangs. There's a pop. There's 2 players jumping down. Naf needs to take this peek, but that flashbang, it's got to do wonders. 2 players trapped in spawn now for Astralis, but it's just Stewie and Nitro now isolated on an island.
Is this going to be like a mid-split through CT spawn? I mean, this seems like it's getting a little bit crazy. They're actually going to rotate the other way at 20 seconds, and they're still figuring out where to go. Astralis, I think, finally deciding on that A-bomb side, and they're going to win that opening fight, taking it down Elige. And now Naf, I mean, they are just absolutely everywhere. Now coming up the ramp as well. He needs to back up, he needs to quicken. Twist down on long, he's going to give him a little bit of time, and that's Glaive taking him down. What a shot, and Magisk to follow up with Twist. I mean, I can't even believe it. I don't want to see the replay. Let's not see it, Moses. I don't think it'll be good.
That's so unreasonable.
I think I think it'll do real damage to our brains.
Yeah, it's going to do real damage to Liquid. I mean, that's how do you come back from that? That shot to open up an entire bomb site. Stewie, he's got to be fast on the shot. There's the peek. There it is. It's quick. And Magisk left in a one-on-one. Stewie's got no armor, no kit either. And this bomb is deep into its time. Magisk jumping up, and he's got it. The missed shot. He continues the spray. 12-10. But Glaive is a dirty, dirty man.
Yeah, we're gonna have to get like the ethics council to review some of this in a little bit later on. I don't know if such a thing exists, but just avert your eyes.
That's so stupid.
Don't let the children watch. Oh God,
it's so stupid.
That's outrageous, isn't it? Oh, I can't believe it. Well, we talked about a round earlier where Elige got that quad kill, and that could have been a deciding round. I mean, this one definitely did a lot. That's another reset in store for Liquid. They've had actually a couple of them here in the second half, and that definitely hurts.
Yeah. I mean, he was in a tough spot to be able to get kills, being pinched from 2 different angles, but to go down like that is just depressing. Elige misses a chance. Gonna fall away, Twist close up, he gets into the CZ, and the Deagle is actually gonna keep Glaive at bay for the moment. Nice kill from Stewie. Trying to return the favor, and now a 5-on-3 in Liquid. You must win this. With this advantage, Magisk is the next one up to make something happen, and we know he can do it.
He heard the flashbang against the wall, so he's quick to turn around. A little bit of a long-range battle, but he's actually already got tagged pretty heavily, so this is interesting. Down to about half health.
This is still going to be so tough. Stewie's already starting on a flanking route. He's at top mid. He's not going to go through T-spawn. Naf will probably join up with him. It's going to be a very difficult retake still, but they do have 2 flashes.
Yeah, and the Molotov on Naf, and I mean, in some cases, like where Magisk is right now at the back of the bomb site, that Molotov could do a lot of damage, so let's just see how this unfolds here. Bomb is down, 5-on-3 retake for the Liquid side, and as you said, they must win this. Naf setting up the grenade first of all. This Glaive with the headshot taking down 1. The follow-up from Magisk, and finally, but in return, the Molotov burns Magisk alive. 1 return there, Device, 1-in-1, he's gonna get the kill as well. Absolutely ridiculous hold in a 3-on-5, and a triple kill for Device. They had everything. I mean, that Molotov did its job, and it wasn't enough.
It did everything it was meant to do, take out Magisk, but what a great hold. Crossfire set up all across the way, and Liquid, they had everything they needed. They had a 5-on-3, the opening 2 kills, the salvage weapons, even a 2-on-1 down the stretch, but Device, that second kill is just precision. Here's Device dropping down, taking a shot with the op. Double op set up for Liquid. They've had such an emphasis. They've been throwing so many bodies on the defense out towards long A, but Astralis, immediately upon establishing success there with their offense, have just never gone back. And that's so tough for them to deal with because it's such a dedication of manpower for Liquid that they don't have elsewhere.
That was a great one-man setup, a flashbang for Nitro there. That doesn't actually work all that often, but well done on his part, and he immediately backs on out. Doesn't want to stick around, give a chance for them to get back in. Glaive, grenade right at his feet. Another one to do a little bit more damage. And wonder how long they're going to stick around in the middle. I mean, it's definitely...
They have the timing on the smoke and CT spawn. Once that goes, they want nothing to do with it. Now, dupreeh's position might not get checked at this stage because Liquid knows there was an AWP in that position. They might not even want to clear it at this point. dupreeh could just wait here the whole time and really cut off rotations. We've also seen Glaive a number of rounds really fake out Liquid at this A bomb site, but Naf has an AWP there holding the angle. That would be a huge kill for them to get. Glaive now working his way up, and this is the fake that has been so ruinous to the defense. You could see Alige cheating away from CT spawn. Stewie and Nitro, a lot of pressure on them.
They're really good at maneuvering these Liquid players around. Glaive can have got the kill on Alige, and now Magisk running on through with a grenade to follow up. Good defense shot there from Stewie, and still holding inside of the bomb turret. Now, Nitro and Stewie just waiting, and now everybody's coming through the tunnel. They should have the great lineup to shut this one down. Nitro, third kill of the round for him, and yeah, that's all the defense they needed. That was about to be a very uncomfortable position there for Liquid, but great defense on Nitro.
I mean, if Stewie doesn't get that first kill, Nitro just goes down to Magisk for free, and then the bomb site's in a lot of trouble. You have to say, though, Glaive on that catwalk, he throws his own fake and then comes back down towards mid and is able to pick off Alige, backing up off that ramp. That's so sick.
So I would argue that, especially at this high level, sending one guy catwalk is actually not much of a fake at all. Like, almost always that's going to get called, but I wonder if that's sort of the... I don't know, the brand power of Astralis, that like you just know that, oh, but it could be that they were actually all coming. Like you second guess yourself too much.
You're almost mind gaming yourself. It's like the Tiger Woods effect.
Exactly.
Well, Device out towards long timing shot with the AWP doesn't pan out. Liquid on the verge of regaining control. This is all the money that Astralis has. Still the double AWP setup. Stewie with his in the B bomb site. Naf over towards Goose at the A site. A very, very thin margin for him to hit this shot.
Yeah, if he fails it, then Alige is still there, sort of a backup. But if they're good at throwing the grenades here, they could lock Naf out with one good Molotov even. Then that could get a little bit interesting. Although, now they just get forced back. That's not bad at all.
No, Astralis loves that, though, because they haven't actually committed. They haven't taken any damage from the utility, and they've now called it out. We just baited a Molotov, a nade, and a smoke out of Catwalk. So, counting the utility, Stewie has got to bait for Nitro again. He needs this first kill to keep them from checking. That was necessary. Now Nitro can pounce. That's a freebie. Bomb is down, and the follow-up. It's just dupreeh. He's been lagged down to 12 HP. No need to chase him down at this point.
No, absolutely not. All in their control at the moment. What a great setup for Liquid. I would say, though, it is one of those setups where there isn't much of a plan B if that doesn't work, you know? If Stewie doesn't get that first AWP shot and then Nitro on that scaffolding, he's very much alone. But it does work out. 23 on Stewie and 23 on Magisk, so...
Going head to head here?
Yeah, a little bit of a fight there at the top. 13-12 the scoreline right now, leading into round number 26.
And it's just Glocks as well for Astralis, so it should be a chance, though can never count them out, but it's a great opportunity for Liquid to essentially just equalize this score down the stretch.
Can't count them out. I'm counting out this round, Moses. I don't care.
Would you say 100%?
Yeah, 100%. I just...
Please, Astralis, win this round.
First time you're going to hear that, ladies and gentlemen. No, I'm just saying, you know, that I would beat up Liquid after the game if they lost this round.
Yeah, this would be a really big, heartbreaking round for them to lose, wouldn't it?
Yeah. I don't know how you'd quantify that.
Yeah.
Heartbreaking wouldn't be, I mean...
Yeah, it doesn't even really scratch the surface.
No.
Now remember as well, I mean, it's super important also with the format of these blast events. You know, pretty much everyone talks about on this day one, there's only 2 games, but it's so important to get out to a good start. I mean, obviously you want to win every game, but if you go 0-2 on day one, your chances of making it into the grand finals just feel so depleted.
Yeah, absolutely. See if it's. I think both these teams are obviously sort of top contenders for making it in there, in the top 2. So especially, I mean, playing each other, you definitely want to get that victory and make sure you get a little bit ahead.
You might be wondering what exactly is happening for Astralis at the moment. They're just taking their time, probably talking things over as a team, making sure everyone's on the same page for that next gun round that's going to be so important. Now grouping up towards long, and actually this is perfect timing. Naf is cheating towards long. They can at least get a plant out of this. There's the run boost with the bomb. Naf, it's that first shot. Going for the cross, the follow-up as well. They're going to allow the bomb plant to go down. Liquid doesn't care about them having the extra $800. That's actually a very beautiful sequence from Naf.
Yeah, job well done. No hesitation at all. A little bit of a bonus for Astralis, which they're going to be happy about, but that'll tie up the scoreline. So, what a great game we have to launch the tournament with here. Not sure about how the other games are going right now, but obviously one of the A stream did finish. So,
that was a nice little quickie over there on the A stream.
That's what I meant.
13-13.
Yeah, now we're getting dangerously close, and this is where, at least in principle, right, you'd want the new economy to have an effect, so that both these teams can finish the game no matter what, without suffering too much of a loss on the weapon side. But see how that plays out. It's obviously not guaranteed, but it might help a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, Liquid have a lot of money. They have a good amount of money built up behind them. They can't. I mean, if they're to lose out from here, they won't be able to buy every single time. They're not like set for the rest of the half, but they're in a very good position with these weapons.
A bit of a timeout, about to get back into it. We'll see if they can continue to exploit some of the weaknesses we've seen in the Liquid defense so far. I mean, especially that B-bomb side where the A rotations have been a bit slow to come in, and that's cost them a couple of times.
I mean, Liquid is still extremely nervous about long. They just sent 3 players again to get control on the defense. And I mean, the one factor that kind of sometimes goes unnoticed is if you're sending that many bodies, you're also using utility. Which, I mean, if Astralis is never sending any players towards long, then you're just wasting utility, essentially. But, I mean, it's also for peace of mind. It's also just saying at some point if they go back to it, like, we just want to be in the habit of using those nades, but they're not actually accomplishing anything for the moment.
Yeah, not much of a return on that part of the investment. Naf down at long, going to be joined by Twist, it seems.
Glaive getting so much information, jumping over his smoke right now. And this might prompt him to call back because no one is actually in the A bomb site.
Yeah.
And you could see them now moving up catwalk. With all that information gathered, Glaive's like, just come here. No one's spotting this. I haven't seen an op like take a shot. I haven't seen any counter nades being thrown. This is tough. Liquid might get blocked out of this site. This is going to be a really, really difficult retake because Twist cannot play aggressive.
Yeah, I was going to say, is he going to dare take just one headshot? It's certainly tempting, isn't it, when you're in that position? But right now, he's just waiting for it.
And Naf can't help him because Naf has to watch long.
Yeah, he's stuck down there with the AWP Glaive on the other side. Easy kill on Stewie. And Twist again, he's waiting for the guys to actually fight their way through CT spawn so he could do something. Now he's going to be out, has to try something. He's going to miss the first opportunity. And now the rest of the cavalry has arrived. Liquid coming out of CT spawn. That bomb just been planted. Device and Sip. That's a vicious return, and Meg is shutting it down, and that means just Nitro 1 versus 3. He's going to get the one headshot and jumping to look into the site. Very tough for him to fight his way back, and he's quickly running out of time. Flashbang goes high into the sky, and they're going to finally find that kill on him. So, I don't know. Liquid, I mean, they could have probably done that, but I mean, must have been frustrating for Twist on that corner, just unable to initiate the fight.
I thought it actually turned out all right for him. You could see he had a little bit of a jump of crossing over to maybe try and get into that site, and just the timing of the peak from catwalk delays him. But, I mean, the real thing is, the first point of contact for Liquid trying to make that retake happen can't be Stewie crawling through that smoke. That just can't, it can't be the one. 14-13, Astralis regain control. Double up set up again for Team Liquid. Long control again fought for, and Glaive is down so low. This time the utility has done its job. There it goes with the nades. Stewie is going to encounter a lot, and he gets nothing done, and Nitro has to back out of the bomb site. It's going to be another retake.
They finally got that fight alone that they were looking for, and unfortunately, in the meantime, they lost the B bomb site entirely. 4-on-4 retake with almost no grenades at all. That's going to be very rough on Liquid. How do you get into the site? Astralis have an enormous amount of grenade there on the T side, so if they use them well enough, I mean, 2 more Molotovs even after the smoke just went down. How do you make it through? One of them just going into the window, and yeah, that almost might be it. They're going to re-smoke the door again, and there's even, well, a couple of more flashbangs here. So yeah, I think just the grenade power there. The difference in grenades between the two teams probably made that retake near impossible.
This is turned into just a really simple but very effective T-half for Astralis. I mean, that round is just Glaive getting out of long, realizing there's 3 players, group up and hit that B-bomb site. Now, I mean, still a solid defense at that site to hold on to it. Stewie just unfortunately couldn't land that first shot. He gets one, Nitro's able to get involved, and they might have a chance, but such a difficult bomb site to retake. I'm not even sure Liquid wanted to until Nitro got that spray down through the smoke. That was the one that really made him feel like they could make it happen.
So they're at match point here, 15-13 in favor of Astralis. Definitely did not look like it was meant to be for them at all. Liquid have proven a really tough opponent in this game. I don't know, like there are just a dozen rounds that I think we could look at and say, well, if this had gone a little bit different, would have been...
Yeah, I mean, I don't even think there's a single round that you can point to. There's that weird round with Glaive, the jumping shot, but then there was also the weird retake that Alige had where just all of a sudden he just won the round for Liquid just out of nowhere. So, I mean, there's been some exchanges on both sides. Still a chance here, Liquid needing 2 rounds to tie this game. No overtime in this part of the tournament.
You are exactly right. So could end up sharing the points as a... Oh, no.
Stewie's had a really, really rough 2 rounds prior to this, but now 3-round stretch. He had to come through the smoke on the retake, gets destroyed. The AWP in the B tunnels in the previous round gets destroyed, and then killed in the cross here.
That's really rough. He was dead before he hit the ground, Moses. No reason to even call the paramedic at this point. Just he's out. 4-5, and I think the most awful start you can have in this kind of a round playing CT side, Dust 2 just losing a man already, and one of the guys defending the B side, which has already been a little bit shaky now. Naf, oh, they're right on top of each other. Maybe would have been a choice there, but he's going to be sneaking back around. He's got a little bit of backup now in Twist, who's right there with him, so they could have a good defense, really forward, and can you see the shadow on the ground before they walk around? That's a big question. Not quite, but Naf will still get the kill. Molotov follow up, and they can't really chase it down. That's a big equalize there for Naf.
Oh, but they want to stay. Liquid want to continue to fight for this. This is a tough angle, though. I mean, Dupree, is he going to be aware? Up on the stairs is Naf, trying to get a wider angle down the stretch. Alige and CT spawn as well. Nitro, a lot of faith putting him alone at the B-bomb site. Zipnik's device and Dupree now heading out towards long. So the question becomes, can this op from Naf get into play? Look at how much utility Astralis has. 26 seconds, another kill from Naf. That's so important. That also clears out mid. And the smoke is down, and now Alige and Twist can get aggressive positions out towards long.
Spray, as all the grenades come through, don't really do a lot of damage. Twist now trying to rotate on in, but the flashbang against him is so good. And now Alige making a bit of a jump. Almost no time left here for Astralis. They're going to have to be really quick. The bomb is trying to be planted right in front, and no jumping shot coming through this time. 3-on-3, and somehow the Danes have made it onto the site. And a little bit of aggression actually coming out, putting some pressure on Naf. And Liquid have no grenades to try and do this retake with. Astralis, on the other hand, really don't have any either, so it comes down to just the rifles here. See if they can get it done. Device taking down Alige in the middle, and now things are not looking good for the American side here. 2 versus 3. Nef got to pick up one more kill. He's been a hero in this round, but it's going to come to an end with Dupree taking his face off with the AK-47, and now Sip on the other side. You never want to be in a 1 versus 1 against Sip, but Nitro somehow makes it work. He has the kit. Is it going to be last? He doesn't look like
have it.
He knew.
Yes, he did. Oh, that is